Well, when you listen to the wonderful vocals of Sonny on this record, it certainly, again, totally evokes the feel and sounds, oftentimes, of Mary Ford. So, what is Sonny's inspiration to singing these songs?
Well, you know, before I met Sonny, she sang blues and she sang some rock and roll and R&B, and when I sent her tunes when I first met her, and I heard her sing the Etta James classic ballad. Oh God, I can't think of what the name of it is. Let's see what it is. But anyway, when I heard her sing that, it was just so apparent that she had this natural talent to sing that style of music. It's just in her voice. It's so, she's like Sonny is like an old soul. It's like she probably sang these kind of songs in a former life. This is the way I look at it, because like me, the way I learned this music, I listened to it. I never really spent a lot of time practicing it. It just kind of came out of me. And I had some contact with it somehow. I know that sounds kind of weird, but Sonny has that same kind of thing going, where she really didn't listen to very much of this kind of music before. Of course, she heard Billie Holiday, Ella Fitzgerald, but didn't try singing it, and it all comes so natural to her. So, you know, that's my excuse, is that she's an old soul who's already done this before.
What was your approach as far as recording her vocals? Did you oftentimes have her sing with the effects that she was listening to? Or?
No, she would never hear the effects. She just sang straight. And depending on the song, she would sing the normal distance from the microphone on a lot of them. But when we did some of these ballads, like Confessin', or Just One More Chance, or Put the Blame on Mame, where we did the acoustic version of it, I had her get right very, very close to the microphone, because that's the way Les recorded Mary, and it gives you a lot of low end and proximity to just hearing the breath. This Smoke Rings is another one. It sounds like she's singing in your ear, and I always loved that effect, that sound, you know. And you know, it makes it really personal. So that's the style that Les liked for recording Mary, for soft tunes, and it works every time, I think.
Oh yeah, definitely tugs at the heartstrings every time you hear the intimacy of Sonny's vocals. One of the I guess one of the more intriguing things about the whole record is actually the title of the record, Tales of the Tiki Lounge. What's the first thing that comes into your mind when you came up with that title?
Tales from the Tiki Lounge. Well, see, I listen to, I listen to all kinds of music, and of course blues and jazz are at the forefront of what I listen to, but I find a lot of interesting music from the 50s and 60s that was, I guess, kind of in that time was called maybe easy listening, or there were records that were made to be showcases for the new stereophonic sound, where there's all kinds of crazy things playing on them, and crazy arrangements that, I don't know, that I just find them really interesting and fun. So I wanted to put the element of lounge and you know, the tiki thing, the 60s vibe, into this, which, you know, we did some songs like Occidental Woman, which was a Mae West tune done in 1930, and we did a really cool treatment of that, and Put the Blame on Mame. It's from Rita Hayworth's Gilda movie with Glenn Ford. It's her most famous movie, and she, well, someone else singing, but does a great job of lip syncing, but the tune Put the Blame on Mame is great, and comes in two different pieces, a solo and a big band version. So I recorded both also, and you know, Sonny just fell in love with those tunes just the way I did. So we had a lot of fun finding this material and running it by Sonny, and you know, there's only one song that I've found so far that I couldn't get her to sing, and she said you might be able to talk me into that. So I've got a pretty good record so far, because we probably have at least 100 tunes under our belt of tunes that we've learned to play in our various situations that we work in.
Well, to me, the title certainly evokes a time of happiness for a lot of people when you know, cocktails flowed easily without guilt, and
you know,
an umbrella and a drink, and
those
you know.
days were great, and I still, you know, appreciate that. I can appreciate putting on a smoking jacket and my slippers and a nice cocktail and listening to music. Back when things were simple and listening to music was an important thing, not only, you know, I don't know, today there's so many different things going on with it, but in those days, you know, just listening to records, putting on a record was such a great thing, you know, and it was just such great music. The whole vibe of that thing, listening parties, you know, and cocktail parties where you played cool music for each other, and you know, that's kind of all part of the vibe of this record. It's romantic music. The songs are mostly songs that are romantic, and some of them are like Tico Tico it's got some silly lyrics, but they're great lyrics, and that whole vibe of that South American thing. There was a period when in the 30s through the 50s where Hawaiian music and Mexican music and South American tango, mambo, rumbas, all of these things were a very inherent part of American popular music. And I love all that. I love those vibes. I love the feel. And, you know, we have quite a bit of that represented here on this record. We have tunes that sound, like One More Chance kind of has a bit of a Hawaiian vibe to it. And certainly Tico Tico, Besame Mucho, Sway, they all have a kind of a South American feel. So that's something that I just feel strongly about, is great music and should be preserved. And I wanted to present it kind of all over again, you know, rather than just listening to only the old records. I wanted to create something new that had that vibe. And I engineered most of it myself. Tom Hiller recorded, you know, some of the basic tracks, the acoustic guitars and bass, but most of it I did myself. And that was the concept with this, was to record it the way Les would have done his records with Mary. And it's a lot of hard work, but a lot of fun also too. And I got really good at punching in and out with my big toe while we were doing this.